Hi everyone, this is Crystal and I'm back with week 15 in my 2020 Project Life album. I am using the brand new Journeys Life Crafted kit from Citrus Twist Kits. This is the first project I'm creating with this kit, so I am excited to dive in and play with all of these goodies. It is a travel themed kit, and obviously this week was during quarantine, so there was no traveling going on. But that's okay because there are lots and lots of pieces in here that are still going to work just fine for our life at home. So I am going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and get started. So as usual, I'm going to start with the journal cards. I'm going to flip through the journal cards that came in this kit and decide which ones I want to use on the spread. Starting with my title card, I'm going to end up using that documented card. I did think about using that really gorgeous kind of watercolored card, but I decided to go with the documented one. I thought it just ended up working better with the pictures that I have on this spread. Now I'm just flipping through the rest of the 3x4 cards to figure out which ones I want to use. So this is actually the first project, I believe, that I've done with this kit. I've since nearly killed it. It's almost gone. I have just a few things left, mostly the very travel-themed things, and my plan for that is to pull out a couple of travel albums that I have had in the works for way too long and hopefully finish those up using those little bits that are left over from this kit. So that is my plan. I'm actually recording this just before National Scrapbook Day. I know you're going to be watching this afterwards, but I'm hoping to do that on National Scrapbook Day. So yeah, you may have already seen some sneaks of that. If I do, then I will definitely share those flip throughs as well. Okay, so I cut a couple of 3x4 cards from one of the very neutral pattern papers that were in this kit just because I didn't want to waste any of the cards that had some, beautiful sayings or icons on them, and I wanted something light. You can see all of the cards on this spread have a white background, so I wanted to maintain that. I didn't want to add any kind of solid color background cards, so that's why I used that paper instead. And I trimmed down one of my 3x4 photos so that there would be a little bit more balance. Since the subject of the photo was very small, I didn't really need all of that extra space. I'm not sure why I left it in when I was editing my photos, but no worries. It was easy to just trim down and make a little square that I can add onto that 3x4 piece of paper. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the ephemera pack. There are some really gorgeous things in here. I really love the florals. They're kind of like wildflower florals in this kit. Really gorgeous. I'm going to end up using the 3 that I have on the page right now. That little bear is also adorable, and I think it says Wild at Heart, so I'm going to use that next to the photo of Jessie. I thought that was pretty fitting. I also grabbed a little banner for the hammock photo, and just looking at the rest of the things, there's that little ticket. I'll use that to add journaling to that photo there. And I thought about including a couple of those geotags, but I ended up going for a little banner instead. There was I'll find it here in a second. There's a little banner with a heart that has a geotag on it, and I used that instead. I'm just adding a couple little die cuts to the picture of the dogs outside, and yeah, so normally I kind of plop down a lot of things and then have to sort through them later on, but with this spread, it just came together so easily that I didn't even do that. Like I literally, this is exactly how it's going to look in the end. I literally just put down things as I found them and then ended up keeping them exactly the same, which almost never happens. So yeah, it came together super fast. It's a super short video. I didn't even speed it up as much as I normally do, just because it just didn't take very long to put this spread together, even though I was sorting through all of these brand new things. Yeah, and I love that when that happens. Okay, so I remembered that I also had the printables, so the extra journal cards, the cut apart elements, and then that set of tags that's in the shop as well. All of those are digitals that you either get as a subscriber or can purchase separately in the shop. And then you just print and cut them at home. So I'm just looking through that sheet of cut aparts to see if there's anything that would work better than what I already have on the spread, but I'm really happy with what's there, so I'm just going to stick with it. Okay, now I'm going to look through the rest of the embellishments that came in this kit. So there are those leatherette stickers, but I don't end up using any of those. They seem just a bit bright for the very kind of neutral, earthy colors that I have on this spread so far. I am going to grab one of these chipboard stickers and add it to my title card, just to kind of fill up some of that space. I know that I'll add my title and the dates, but there's still a lot of space on that card, so I thought adding that chipboard piece, I think it says "Here we go," and then it kind of points into the rest of the spread. I thought that would work really well. I'm also looking at the cut apart labels to find a couple to, I think maybe actually just one. I think that's all I needed for this one, to add some journaling to the card with the 100-day project photo. And I thought about using some of these tiny phrase stickers, which are a subscriber perk this month. But I don't think I end up using any of them. I was just really happy with the spread as it was. So I didn't feel like it needed a whole lot of other embellishment. So I am going to do some stamping though, so you'll see that here in a second. I will add my title using the puffy stickers that came in this kit just to the lines on the title card, and then I'm also going to stamp just a few things here and there. Even though these are travel themed stamps, there are lots of sayings on here that really work well for everyday life. So I am going to end up stamping, I think, "Oh, I Love This" from the This Is Life day tripping stamp set that released this month, just above my title. But I want to get my title onto my Thickers alignment tool to make sure that I space everything correctly. So I want the title to go on that top line, and you can see there's quite a bit of space above it. So I'm hoping that this "Oh, I Love This" stamp will fit just above that, and it does. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that before I stick down my title, just so that I don't run the risk of the puffy stickers interfering with my stamping. I do hit it with my sand eraser really quick just to prime the stamp, since it is brand new. That makes sure that I get a really crisp impression. And I'm using some gray ink for this one. So there isn't a lot of black on my spread, with the exception of my photos. And a lot of the kind of elements are gray on these cards and in that chipboard piece that I added. So I decided to go with gray ink. That's just an ink from Studio Calico that I had in my stash. I'm going to use it to stamp the dates as well, both the beginning and ending dates. And I'm using, this is kind of the standard roller date stamp that I use most often. I actually bought it from the Target dollar spot several years back. And the reason I like it is because it has the day before the month. So it's day, month, year. And I really like that format. So that is why it's kind of my favorite. Plus it's still going with years, and a lot of my date stamps have run out. they no longer work for the current year. Yeah, this one does. I'm going to have to start replacing it, I think, pretty soon. I think maybe it goes through next year. So yeah, I've got a little bit of time, I guess. Okay, so I thought about just adding a line with a gray pen in between my dates, but I remembered that there was that arrow stamp on the This Is Life stamp set, so I went ahead and stamped that, and it ended up being just a little bit bigger than I was thinking it would be, but that's fine, it worked, and it just kind of points from the beginning day of the week to the ending day, and I like the way that looks. Okay, so I have a lot of journaling to add to this spread. There's lots of space for journaling. I have a lot to say, but I'm kind of avoiding that at the moment. So instead, I'm going through and gluing down what I know I can glue down that won't interfere with me being able to do the journaling. So that's just adding these little die cuts to the photos and sticking those down. Like I said, nothing moves. Everything's going to stay right where I put it from the beginning, which is just so rare. And it's a wonderful thing. Okay, so I'm also going to add those florals to my journal cards. I want to make sure I do that before I add my journaling, just so that I leave space for them. And then add that label to the bottom of this card, which is where the journaling for this is going to go. And I will end up doing my journaling off camera. I thought about typing it out, but I ended up just handwriting it with my gray pen. I use a gray Le Pen pen when I want gray. So that's what I'm going to end up using. I don't know. I I certainly could have typed it, but I wanted it to be gray, and I don't have any gray ink for my typewriter, so I just used my pen. Okay, so as soon as I get all of these little things stuck down, then I will go away and add my journaling off camera. I think the only thing left is that little bear. I need to stick it to that top journal card. And then, first I need to make sure I get this one straight, because it definitely was not the first time I stuck it down. But luckily this tape runner that I'm using is repositionable at first, and then it sticks permanently after a little bit. But you can kind of peel things off if you don't wait too long. Okay, so there is all my journaling done. To finish off this spread, I'm just going to do a little bit more stamping. So like I said, this is the first project I've done with this kit, so I wasn't fully familiar with all of the stamps on these stamp sets. So I have the stamp set that came with the kit, as well as the Traveler's Notebook stamp set, and the This Is Life day tripping stamp set. So I'm just looking at all of them to find things that I want to add. I'm going to add one to that Memories journaling card. I'm going to add one to my title card. And I think that might be it. I might just add those two and then be done. So there's like a spot that says like place or destination or location. I think it says location. And I could have just written home or our backyard or something, but I stamped where I am, which I thought was kind of appropriate for these quarantine days. And then I think to the title card, I just stamp a little sentiment. I don't remember what that one says, and I can't read it on my tiny screen, but you will be able to see it in the close-up photos in the end, I promise. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for this spread. I do just look around to make sure I don't want to add anything else, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So there are lots of close-up photos coming up. You can see all of the details. These kits are still available, so if you haven't already picked one up, make sure you head over to the Citrus Twist Kits shop to check them out. And if you enjoyed watching this video, and if you got some inspiration from it, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, which lets me know that you like what I'm doing and that I should do more of it. And if you aren't already a subscriber, I'd love to have you just hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit that bell so that you are notified when I upload new videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you back here soon.